What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or not, depending on where you're at, but I hope it is awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about crypto. The cryptocurrency market's kind of flat for the most part, been up and down, a couple of little trades here and there. Made some decent money off some shorts and some longs yesterday, but for the most part, cryptocurrency is kind of flat. In the stock market's looking pretty good today. There's a lot of things that are coming out in regards to the economy, regards to where we're going. I think the big question is that when is the next little bull run going to happen? Obviously, we've been in a bull run, but when's the next leg of the bull run going to happen? Obviously, we've been in consolidation. We've come down significantly since January. We've sort of been in this reset mode. Questions is, when are we going to bounce back? Is it happening now? Is it going to happen down the road? Really, what it comes down to is that the charts are, a lot of indicators are out there telling us that things are actually looking pretty good, but there's just a lot of other people out there saying that the markets aren't looking that great. And it's just funny how you have one side that's so positive about a bull run, so positive about the market situation, and then you have a whole another side of people who are just super bearish still. And you can see that well within, CNBC and their articles they're writing. You can see it all over X. It's just pretty crazy how that is. But one thing about this channel, and I think I pretty much said it from the jump, is that like I'm super bullish in the markets right now. I don't think there's anything out there that's swaying me saying that we're going to be in this massive downturn. There's nothing out there, dude. Honestly, I mean the discussions about all this tariff discussions have kind of gone to the wayside now. We're starting to see a lot more money pouring in, and that's really what it's all about. So before we jump into everything, I do want to say what's up to the A team over here. We got Tim Shea. We got the mayor of crypto in the house here. What's up, Tim Shea? We got Tim Shea in the house. Cool Cat, what's up, man? Cool Cat Lives. Good to see you. Sam, Richard, Romeo, what's up, man? Deb, we got Deb in the house here. We missed Deb yesterday. We got Toolbox, Terry, Crypto Keeper, Joe. What's up, buddy? DP. We got Shannon. What's up, Shannon? Appreciate you being here. Stop sign. Seiko. We got Seiko Hunt in the house here. Candy, Sir Jeremy, Ripperino. What's going on, guys? We got Warren, Sidebar. We got a lot of people here. Craig Beats. What's up, dude? Benny. Good to see all you guys. If I missed some of you guys, Authentic, what's up, man? Chipper, if I missed some of you, like I always say, I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. I'm just scrolling fast. Wesley, what's up, man? Yeah, Clifton, have you heard of the rise? I have not. I've not heard of that. Caborio, what's going on, man? Good to see you guys. All right, so let's jump into it. We got some things to cover today. One thing I actually wanted to point out here is that the stock market or the cryptocurrency market over the last hour has come down just slightly. Not a whole lot. It's actually flat. Like I said, it's over the last 24 hours, and we're talking 0.42% for Bitcoin, 0.14% for Ethereum, and literally, XRP's actually looked a little bit better. It's down still 2.98, but I mean, for the most part, it's kind of flat. This thing hit a low of 234.8 on BTCC yesterday. I was so close to hitting my my long on this position, which would have been awesome if I hit my long on this one. I did have it at 233.5, so I was off by literally probably a cent, give or take. I kind of a little sad about that. However, I did make some pretty good money. I made off of $100 short. I made $116, I think is what I made. So yeah, kind of not bad for just dinking around, putting that short in live on stream. That was a little dinky thing, but it was still fun. We got Sui. Sui's looking pretty good still. There's a lot of good information coming out of Sui. We got H-bar, our lovely H-bar right here, back down to the 19.91. This is still sitting around that 20-cent mark. The question is are we going to see red this weekend or are we going to see green this weekend? A lot of indicators are actually showing that we might continue to be flat, if not have a little bit of a downturn going into this weekend, based off of what we're seeing with the RSIs. The market's obviously not that hot right now in terms of the cryptocurrency market, but the stock market is looking pretty good. You can see the S&P 500 is back above 23 points, NASDAQ 32, which in all reality is kind of flat. We're not talking a whole lot of percentages here. The Dow's back up 210 points, still a pretty big week right here. And again, I think what's happening here is you can see S&P 500 is flat after weak consumer readings. So again, the consumer readings were actually positive. They just weren't strong, right? So that's the good thing here, is that things actually looked good. It just wasn't like this crazy. It says the University of Michigan survey of consumers fell to 50.8 in May, down from the 52.2 in April, which is the second lowest reading ever behind June 22nd. The consumer expectations for inflation over the next year jumped to 7.3% from 6.5 last week. And as you can see, this is obviously due to the tariff discussion still out there. So there is still some, weak discussions out there, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not really sweating it. There's a lot going on here. And that's really, it doesn't really matter to me, because I think that there's, we always say, short-term pain for long-term gains. I think that stands true 100%. My girl Pelosi, like, you Pelosi girl, dude. Raining here, supposed to get some sun. Yeah, it's been raining here the last couple days, dude. Listening in on my B day. Oh, happy birthday, Todd. That's awesome. Happy birthday. Yeah, Pure Wallet's looking good, man. I'm excited for Pure Wallet. There's gonna be an update coming out here in the next couple days. I've been saying that. Hopefully, definitely here before we go down to Bitcoin 2025 in Vegas. I leave for that on Sunday to head down there to, be down there. I'm pretty pumped about it. So that'll be pretty fun to go down I know I'm going to meet some A-teamers here. You guys have reached out to me on X. I can't wait to meet you guys. X or I'll be down there on Sunday. I'll be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I leave Thursday morning to come back home as it's my birthday on Thursday. So I'll be here with the family kicking it. So yeah, but still excited. Bitcoin's going to be big for Pure Wallet. I think they have a lot to unveil out there. I'm extremely positive with Pure Wallet, dude. And after Bitcoin 2024 or 2025, that pre-sale is going to come to an end. So yeah. What's up? Yeah, what's up, G? It's good to see you guys. Good day, mate. Nobody, what's up, man? Virgin Galactic is short squeezing right now. Is it? All right. My batch, what's up, buddy? Can you see my messages? I can see it, dude. I can see it, man. Yo, Austin, 20% off auto repair for Bitcoin XRP. All right. Anybody can get it 20% off. I love it, dude. Have you ever looked at Dymo token? I have not, Andrew. I've not. Thanks, bro. You called me out. Just made my day. Oh, Todd, no problem, bud. Yeah, happy birthday to you, man. It's your bull day, not birthday. It is nice for a bullish day. Hey, Austin, my brother. I can't get to your repair shop, bro. Yeah, happy birthday. That's awesome. XCN doing things. XCN starting to bounce back. Yeah, that's nice. So you can see right here, this is one thing I want to point up here. It says the total put to call ratio has fallen to 0.5, the lowest since December 10th. Dude, the ratio has halved over the last month as the market has experienced one of the sharpest recoveries in history. The S&P 500 is up 22% since April, seventh low, and is up 0.2% year to date. So you can see right here, the VIX, which is obviously the volatility index, has fallen above 40 points to under just 20 in 21 days, the fastest drop in history. Meaning, again, the VIX is where you actually gauge the volatility of the market. It says that this appetite for hedging against a drop in the stock market historic low, meaning that people are not suggesting that the market's going to drop. So if you're shorting the market right now, just realize that there's a lot of people out there that don't believe the market's actually going to go down to the lows of which they originally think. So last time we were at this low was back in 2011, which is insane to think that the VIX was that low. And we're here at 0.55 right now. And you can see back over here in 2016, 17, right before the bull run of when Trump got elected, passed the tax bill, which again, that tax bill is on the table right now. They're trying to pass through the tax bill to lower taxes, right? No tax on tips, all that kind of stuff coming through. It got rejected today, I think, but it looks like they're going to try to work through something. But realize that when that tax break comes, realize when that bill passes, the market is going to literally explode. It's going to explode. It's going to open up a tax holiday for a lot of companies come in. They're going to be buying up their stocks. The market's going to explode. I'm telling you right now, dude. Like, this happened in 2016. Like, just go back and look. Just do some history. You could hate Trump. You could hate politics. You could hate whatever. But we're here to make money, and it's literally telling us right in our face that if that bill passes, the market's going to literally bounce, dude. It's going to bounce in the green. Like, I mean, we're going to go on a rally, dude. We're going to go on a massive rally. I'm telling you right now. Just go back and look at 2016. Please go back and look at 2016. We can actually go back and look at the 2016-17 market when that bill passed. Same exact, dude. It's same. It's written right there. It's literally telling you. And so if like you guys are sitting there like wondering what's going to happen with the market right now, and you're thinking and you're having negative thoughts because of all the articles and the negativity out there and all that kind of stuff, and you're fearful to enter the markets, like I can't help you. Everything's yelling at you to the market's really, really bullish right now in all reality. And I can't say any more than that, really. I mean, that's as much as I can possibly say without saying go buy. Soaked, tattered, and ruined sweater. All right. What bill? It's the big beautiful. It's called the big beautiful. What do you call it? The big beautiful budget bill has failed. 16-21 in the House committee voted. Several Republicans voted against it, but it's the big beautiful budget bill. So it's to pass the budget, and then they're including in that bill. They're trying to do. They're trying to have the tax bill associated with it. So they're going to have no tax on tips, all that good stuff. So. Yeah, when those things pass, dude, it's going to create the bill. Didn't move forward. Yeah, it didn't move forward. It got rejected. So it's not dead. It's not dead. I think they're going to obviously work through it just like any other bill. they probably rejected it. They're going to go make some, adjustments to it, whatever they got to do, and then it's going to rally backwards. So, but you can see right here, dude. You have even the President Trump's executive director of digital assets came out and said that the next generation of finance is crypto. So you have the leaders of the number one leader in the free world. You have tons of leaders across the globe that are basically like literally telling you guys, like telling you right now. And if you are doubting crypto or any direction of where crypto is going, like you're missing the opportunity. You're missing the boat, dude. Like don't let people sway you away from entering into the markets of digital finance. It's insane if you haven't. When is the vote again for the Genius Bill? That's a good question, my batch. I don't know. We need that right now. Yeah, we need it for the short term for sure. I think the SALT deduction is sticking point for many. All right. The SALT deduction, I don't even know if I know. I haven't looked at the bill, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just know that it's been trying to get through. So there's that right there. This one's pretty cool to sort of see CZ say this. Abu Dhabi is the AI blockchain center of the world. We're trying to make America that. This is actually this is where I know for a fact, like obviously the media is very, very liberal. The media is very, very left leaning. We all know that. And again, nothing against that. That's just what it is, right? But it's just crazy to me that you could see the language and the energy coming from the Democrats versus the Republicans, right? And again, this is just how it is, right? You have such a big gap when it comes to where we're at politically in America. And so you're going to obviously have these gaps because you're going to want to sway one side to one way and the other side to the other. And so it's just a matter of what you think. But right now, all indications are saying that our economy is actually looking really good. But it says inflation expectations are now rising for both Democrats and Republicans. So inflation expectations are rising. So realize that the tariff discussion, that's still rising. It says Democrats now see a whopping 9.6%, plus 9.6% on top of where we're at. Inflation over the next 12 months. Meanwhile, after a brief period of a little deflation, Republicans now see a 1.2% inflation. So they're both agreeing that there's going to be slight increases in inflation, which is not really that good. We could be on the cusp of hitting some stagflation. In all reality, I mean that kind of can happen here, and stagflation is not good, right? But that very well can happen. And it says, in other words, Democrats' 12-month inflation expectations are now 3 times higher than the posted 2020, which is where they were. Furthermore, Democrats now expect 8 times higher inflation than the Republicans. That is insane to me. 8 times they're expecting inflation to go up 8 times more than where they think inflation is going to be with the Republicans. It's pretty widespread here. 1.2, 9.6. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty big gap. People don't see what we see because mind control, they'll miss out. Probably true, Meredith, 100%. My connection's in and out, kind of like Caroline. Is my thing lagging a little bit? When is the vote again? Yeah, I don't know. Democrats have been focusing on letting him win, and oh my gosh, Josh, that's a pretty big discussion too, dude. Maybe for another day. So this is really great, dude. I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on. This is actually pretty badass, and I know for a fact that this would never happen under Biden, or else he would have done it, right? There just wasn't this much pull when it comes to the Middle East, and when it comes to Saudi Arabia, when it comes to United Arab Emirates, when it comes to Qatar, like they just didn't have the pull in the Middle East. So the Middle East is obviously some of the richest area in the world globally. And it's pretty badass to see that in a 4-day trip to the Middle East, Trump raised over $2.5 trillion in capital for the United States. United Arab Emirates, 1.4 trillion investment in the United States. Saudi Arabia is 600 billion, and Qatar is 500 billion. The combined value of these investments is larger than the market cap of all 3 public companies in the world. This marks the largest foreign investment commitment ever raised by a president in U.S. history. Like, you got to give kudos. I get you might not like him, but if you're in the world of finance, dude, this is insane. This is badass, dude. On top of this, Saudi Arabia signed an agreement with NVIDIA to purchase several 100,000 AI chips, which is giant. So if you're doubting NVIDIA from where it's at, we went back and looked at this. We can go back and actually look. Dude, these stocks, I don't know why people were doubting these stocks, dude. Do not doubt these stocks. This thing came down right here. Look at this, dude. 88. Look at the volume that came in right here at $88. $88. This thing's back up. This thing has almost doubled since this thing fell down here, right? Right when I said to buy Tesla, right around April 4th when this thing collapsed, right? It's right around when Tesla was right around the same time, right? Right around the same time. Everything was getting dogged down. Like, if you weren't entering the stock market on this with NVIDIA, with these top tier Tesla, Nvidia, all these things, dude. Like, what the hell were you doing? Where were you, bro? Where were you? Jesus, fair play to him getting that amount, dude. That's insane. That's a dude, largest raised ever in the history by any president. That's pretty badass. That is putting America first. Again, you can feel whatever which way you feel. I'm cool with it, dude. Like no, you get nothing from me on that, right? But at the end of it, like, and getting that big of a commitment is insane. That's a big commitment, dude. The next vote for the big beautiful bill is Monday. Okay, there we go. Crypto trend tracker. Thank you. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you, buddy. Anthony Hawkins in the house here. No touching the crown prince unless you're Uncle T. Biden is having nap time. 225, you said to buy Tesla. 225 is when I said buy Tesla. Yeah, 225, dude. Right there. I marked it. Yeah, 225. It's sitting, dude. This could be a good little buy in between here. We're up almost 50, yeah, 54%. I looked at my chart yesterday and I was like, damn, dude. Biden. I was being broke. Fair play. Fair play. I appreciate your honesty. What's up, Brandon? Buying XRP? Hell yeah, Meredith. There you go. Well, it's hard to argue against. Yeah, it is. That's funny, dude. Tim Shea, Biden having nap time. That's actually pretty funny. So these are some really great indicators. I mean, like, dude, if people are out there telling you the market's down, telling you that the market's not bullish, you're not going to have these people invest this much money into America if America was on a decline. I love how they gifted him $400 million plane, with which U.S. taxpayers then have to fork over another few hundred million just to remove Middle Eastern spyware. Touche. I will agree with that, Adam. I think a lot of people are actually against the plane. That's funny, dude. That you could see even Republicans were against the plane. So yeah, you have that's a bipartisan feel right there, Adam. To be honest with you, that plane scenario is bipartisan on how you feel right there. You could see a bunch of people come out on X and everything like that, coming out against that plane. Yeah, see, you have a lot of people here who are like, screw the plane, dude. Like, people don't even get on that plane. You know what I mean? That's pretty funny, dude. The plane. You or me glitching? I don't know. Am I glitching? Am I glitching pretty bad right now? Let me know if I'm glitching or I'm in and out. I could be. I don't see myself glitching on the screen here. Is it because he touched him? Is that why? Is that why he touched him? And so this guy's like his bodyguard, like, whoa, what are you doing? Is that why? Uh, let's see, no glitch. Okay, cool. Not glitching. All right, good. All right, so this is pretty good. I got to say, dude, that's a crap ton of money to be invested. What was the other thing I was gonna show here? Oh man, I think I actually took it down. Damn it! I had one more thing. Oh yeah, here I had one more thing. I was like, dude, where did my thing go here? Let's go to my bookmarks here. This is crazy. So, one thing I want to point out here. So the U.S. home prices, this is insane, by the way. So this is where our biggest concern in the market's probably going to be, dude, is there's a bubble coming up here. And we've talked about this probably, when was that, dude? It had to have been sometime last year. We talked about, I mean, I've tweeted, I've put this out on X. The housing crisis is kind of big, and there's another bubble coming up here for the housing market. And this is not going to be good unless somehow, some way we make these things affordable. The housing market has never been this unaffordable in the U.S. history. You can see that 2006 was the highest. Now here in 2025, it's even higher. This is over a 4-year period, though, right? We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in a 4-year period. So this as much as this is a Biden scenario and even a Trump scenario, right? This is Trump going into when Trump left office here in 2020. And then, so he left office at 280. Then Biden came in, he brought it up to here. So this is a American issue, right? So regardless of party line, regardless of Trump or Biden, doesn't matter. Like, we have an issue here where, like, it is literally super hard to buy a house. And that's what makes it, I mean, so even my kids right now, my son's 13. when he graduates in, let's see, so he's 13, so he graduates in 4 years. Even at that point, like right now, there's no way that he would even be able to afford a house in probably his lifetime at this pace. At this pace right now of where this is going, I don't know if he'll be able to afford a home in his lifetime. And so that's kind of what's scary about this, is that we have to somehow find a way to get a grip on this. I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're now in the biggest housing bubble of all time. And the only period that came close to this was 2006, before the big crash. And the housing market plays a big role in the crash. So this is something to monitor. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is something to monitor. I'm not here like fear monger. But I mean, history shows us when we actually have a massive bubble like this, we seem to fall. Look at this bubble here in 1980, which is the 1982 when we had massive inflation. Right here in the .com boom, when this thing came down, this is the .com boom right here, and then the collapse of the .com, and then we had this spike in 2006 and 2008. And then you can see right here that we're back into the same area. So this is just something to watch, because this actually does control a lot of what's going on there. There's a zero chance Austin has a kid almost ready to graduate. He's 13. So, I mean, I guess 4 years from now, 5 years from now. My rent is $1,725, and I can't afford a house payment. I can afford a house payment, but can't get a loan. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, it's hard to get a loan, because I mean, if you're paying 8%, so I'll give you an example, dude. And if my buddy's watching, dude, bro, I love you. I don't mean to put your stuff on the internet here, but I think it's a good example of, it's just a really good example of like why you should not buy a home in this market. So he, one of my buddies, he moved back over here. He got married this last year. Obviously, I went down to, for his bachelor party and stuff like that. They ended up buying, I think it was like an $850,000 home here in this area. And dude, like they're paying close to, like, after they bought the house, they bought it a year ago. After buying the house, they got I can't remember how much he put down on it, but it doesn't matter. Basically, the loan, he bought it for $850,000. It's like an 8% interest on the home, and he's paying well over $5,500 a month for that house. Okay, $5,500 for an $850,000 home. It's about 3,200 square feet. It's got 0 yard. It's in a nice neighborhood. But I'm sitting here going, wow, dude, like that's crazy to me that you're, and I think I tell you the truth, I actually don't even think I think he put like $200,000 down. So I think his loan is like $650,000 or something like that. So for a $650,000 loan, he's paying 8% interest, and he's paying like $5,500 a month. Like that is crazy to me, dude. $5,500 a month for a house. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. So I'll give you guys. I'll be open and honest with you guys. So Fan and I bought our house back in 2021. I got literally a 1.96% APR on my house, or our house. I actually bought points on it. We bought our house for $674,950. I ended up putting like, I don't know, $150,000 in additions to the house. So we ended up, like, I think the cost of the house, whatever it was, came out to like $700,000, but it doesn't matter. It was like a little over, like almost like $800,000 for the house after we did additions. Plus we live on an acre and a half. So we paid for some land, stuff like that. So after all that said and done, my payment on that loan, which is very similar to my buddy's loan, I'm paying literally like $2,960 a month for my house. So for the same exact house, right? A little bit. I'm actually have a bigger house. I have a bigger house than he does, in terms of like probably close to, I don't know, almost 1,000 square feet. I live on literally an acre and a half. He lives on like 10,000 square feet. And I'm paying literally half just because of the inflation, just because of the interest rate. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy to me. I couldn't afford $5,000 a month mortgage. Mine's $2,400 a month. Yeah. Mine's $2,900 a month. He's buying a house he can't afford to stay in within your means. Yeah, it's tough, dude. Like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? $5,500 a month. $515 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. And gosh, that's so $515. So, are you serious, bro? 515 square feet. Are you saying 515 square feet? Is that what that's saying to me? That can't be right. I'm at 1.9% too. I couldn't afford the house we built with today. No, there's no way. I couldn't. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, Justin. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no way in hell. There's zero, dude. Zero way I could actually afford the house I could live in today if I had to buy the same house for 9%. And what's even crazier to me is that they're in our neighborhood right now. There have been like 6 homes that have gone up for sale. 6 homes that have gone up for sale this year alone since January. and all of them 1.1 million, 1.3 million. I think one sold for 1.45 million. And people came in and bought those. And I'm like, how did you buy that at 1.4 million? I could not. I mean, just imagine that payment on a $1.4 million. I mean, you're probably paying almost $10,000 a month, easily over $10,000 a month. You're probably paying close to like $12,000 a month after your interest on that. And I can't believe that all 6 of the houses sold. Blew my mind. Literally blew my mind. And that's the issue, is that I'd be like, dude, I want to sell. I'll sell my house. Shit, I'll sell it for $1.4 million. I'll sell it. I'll sell it right now today. But where am I going to go live after? I have to go buy another $1.4 million home, which would be twice as small on a less of acreage in the middle of middle of freaking nowhere, dude. That's where I'd have to live. And that's where it's like, so even if you go do that, where the hell are you going to move to? So $500 a month trailer spot, I'm satisfied. Dude, that's where it's at, dude. XRP won't even hit 480 in 25. I'm doing real estate in Peru. Nice, dude. That's pretty legit. 515K in California is cheap or a teardown. People say there's nothing under 1 million there, and at least to 1 point. Yeah, that's pretty wild, dude. 515 is pretty good. Yeah, but he's in a condo, dude. Big difference. Condo. He's not in a house. He said he was in a condo. If it's 515,000, a 250 709 is my target, similar to Captain. Last house was 5,600 a month. Luckily, I moved. Damn, DP. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't mean to go on this tangent of houses, but I do think this is a huge factor of our economy. Giant factor of our economy. Austin moved to Texas, much cheaper. I know. Yeah, cheaper in Texas. I know. I'm in San Diego, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Gosh, Adam, see, that's crazy, bro. Damn, dude. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I couldn't do a 1 bath house. I could not do a 1 bath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I can't do 1 bath. I don't know, John. They're not living, dude. What are these people doing for a living to afford these prices? They're not living. That's the thing. They're not living. They're literally everything is going into their just to be able to basically survive. They're surviving. That's what they're doing. They're surviving. They're not living, which I think is a big difference, right? There's a big difference between living and surviving. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. The settlement, dude. This actually came up yesterday. Obviously, there was a lot of news. This came out after I streamed yesterday with the XRP. Oh shoot! So Donald Trump actually just tweeted here. Let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll jump into that. Republicans must unite behind the one big beautiful bill. Not only does it cut taxes for all Americans, but it will kick millions of illegal aliens off of Medicaid to protect it for those who are the ones in the real need. The country will suffer greatly without this legislation, with their taxes going up almost 65%. It will be blamed on the Democrats, but that doesn't help our voters. We don't need grandstanders in the Republican Party. Stop talking and get it done. It's time to fix this mess that Biden and the Democrats gave us. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Oh, dude. All I could think about is when he like this is actually really him talking. I don't know if you guys saw that video where he's I think it's when who was he watching? He was watching Kamala. I think he was watching Kamala Harris, or he was watching something right on TV, and he was sitting there and he's literally speaking, and the lady's typing. The lady next to him is typing this, and so he's talking. So that's what he's doing right now. He was sitting in the Oval Office, literally saying this verbatim, and the girls next to him typing this. That was like the best part. But I mean, I think that when this passes, it's gonna pass. It's going to pass, guys. Eventually it's going to pass. It might not pass today, might not pass tomorrow, might not pass on Monday or the next day or the next day. Eventually the bill is going to pass. The taxes are going to get cut, and we're going to see the biggest bounce in the markets we've ever seen. It's going to happen, dude. We're going to hit all-time highs. Bitcoin's going to get to, 150, 160. I mean, you already saw a bunch of people come out here talking about Bitcoin. I mean, you have tons of CEOs of giants companies coming out saying that Bitcoin's going to hit into the 150, 160 range. Everyone is fighting for Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin runs, everything else is going to run with it. So, yeah, pretty crazy. These people are money from their parents. That's true. A lot of people are, there are definitely people out there that get a lot of money from their family. Have to have multiple income streams. That's literally the only way you do, dude. I've always told everyone, I mean, you got to go open up a business. You got to be smarter with your money. All right, you got to take advantage, just like everyone else take advantage of the scenarios that they get. There's so many ways to take advantage of of just your income, I could spend a whole stream on it. It's probably not good advice, but I'm just telling you, like, there's so many ways to take advantage of it. I bought my house when I was 22 back in October 2010. Man, my mortgage was 1,300 a month. Dang, dude, Monte Sweet, that's badass. Jersey Shore area turned into California. Some 2 bed, 1 bath. Gosh, dang, yeah, Jersey Shore is huge. That's crazy. Tax cuts for the rich. I mean, there's tax cuts for everyone. So, that's the thing is that I don't really care about the whole. Is if I could put more money in my pocket, I could care less what happens, right? I mean, that's really where we can't sit here and fight. That like the rich are getting rich. The rich are going to get rich no matter how you look at it. Like they're going to get richer no matter how you look. They're going to find ways to fight it. They're going to find ways to put their money in offshore accounts. They're going to find ways to get richer. It doesn't matter. So if I could find ways to put more money in my pocket to make my life better, then I'm going to do that. That's just me personally. So the deduction from a legit home office are so helpful, dude. 100%. Like I said, if you're not taking advantage of like the small things out there, 100%. So millionaires, billionaires rent. Yeah, well, I think Elon came out and said he doesn't even own a home. Owning a home, I think that they say, I mean, owning a home is literally. I mean, who was it that said it? Was it the Rich Dad Poor Dad? I can't remember who said it. Basically, like owning a home is like the worst thing you could possibly do. But it's because we're told to own a home. That's why we have it ingrained in our brain that the traditional way is to graduate from high school, go to college, graduate from college, go get your and then get a good job, get paid from your good job, go buy a house, get some credit cards, buy a car. Like we're told to do all these things, and so that's what we do. We've been trained from the very beginning to do these things. That's what society has told us. That's the right way to do it, and if you don't do it, then you're an F up. And in all reality, when you start to really look at it, again, doesn't mean that you have to go do those things to be successful in life. Again, people that aren't buying homes, that don't have cars, are actually living a lot better than the people that do are bogged down by all that. The rich will always be rich, dude. Yeah, just realize that, please. Anyone out here telling you guys that like, oh, they need to tax the rich, they need to tax, dude. I mean, Trump said it best here, and there's no argument. Even Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle hates Trump, and even Dave Chappelle came out, and you guys saw that skit where he said every politician is basically getting paid by some rich billionaire, and that's their donors. And so these donors are not going to pay you if you're going to go there and try to take money from them. Like you're not going to get the money from the donors. And then the next time around, do you think that if you screw over your donors that they're going to come back to your party? Look what happened to Elon, dude. Look what happened to Facebook, dude. Facebook. There's so many. Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Just so many people have flipped over to the conservative side because of the Republicans trying to take the money away from them. I mean, literally, that's what's happening, dude. Like the Democrats are like, we're going to start taxing the rich, and the rich is like, wait a second, dude. Like they're actually serious about this time, and they've flipped script. Trump is saving it for 250. Imagine one of the best years financially, and it's all green market. You're probably right. The 250-year anniversary for America. You could be right. Kick the can down the road until the 250-year anniversary for America. Trump just announced a post on X about taxes. Yeah, I just saw it, dude. Zero generational wealth. I know we don't. There's not a whole. I mean, that's your goal is to fight for generational wealth. Possible pump incoming. It's interesting to sort of see where the market's at. I was trying to gauge where it's at right now. It's really, really flat. I think I'm going to do another little at the end of the stream. I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to start doing like a pick of the day, and we're going to pick a project. It could be the same one. I don't really care. It could be XRP. It would be the ones that we talk about the most on the channel here. And I'm either going to put a long or a short in on it. And we'll decide as a team here what to do and how to do it. We'll have some fun. We'll make a pick of the day, just like yesterday, dude. That was a good pick of the day, dude. We shorted XRP. It went down to 235. I got in at like 2. I'd have to go back and look at it, but really, really good pick. So I think we're gonna do it at the end of the day here. I'm trying to do that on streams. Austin, have you heard how rich people donate to charity to earn more money? Yeah, and especially a lot of it's their own charity, so they're just donating to themselves. Selling a house was my biggest payday I've ever received in my life. Buying a home can be good. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, when our house burned down, I mean, I wouldn't be in the house I'm in today. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I wouldn't be in the house I am today if my house didn't burn down. We rebuilt that house. brand new house, and we sold it at the top of the market. And then we bought this house at the bottom of I mean, we bought this house at the top of the market in terms of where rates were. So it was it was a perfect storm for us, to be honest. Any news on legislation coming down the pipeline for crypto? They haven't actually came out and did anything do that. Yeah, we haven't heard a whole lot. Hopefully Bitcoin pretty good this weekend, 106, 107 territory. You think so? Yeah, I would not be. I mean, I put a short in on the market yesterday just for fun, but I mean, dude, like you should be honestly long in the market. That's what I was saying. I was looking today. I was probably going to put an isolated. So one thing between a cross and an isolated trading is that isolated is just the money that you put forth. And so I was here before I got on stream. I was actually looking at putting a long in on XRP on an isolated 50x leverage. So you can see over the last. This is on the hour chart here. This is on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 hour chart here. Sorry, the 1 day chart here. You can see this has come up just a little bit here. So my thing was I was hoping this is going to go down to 233 yesterday, and it hit 235 and has bounced back nicely. The good part here is if you look, the liquidation on this, if you short this is 236. So again, you don't have much wiggle room on this liquidation price right here. So I said it hit 235 yesterday, 234.8 yesterday. Liquidation price on this is 236. So you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room on this. If you do a 20x, you probably have a little bit more wiggle room. Yeah, 229s for a 20x leverage. So obviously, the higher leverage you go, the less wiggle room that you have. So right now, if I put forth roughly around, where's my pricing on this? Roughly around 700 USD. So it'd have to be less than that. Let's go to 10,000. Nope, it's gonna have to be less than that too. Probably about 8,000. Nope, 7,000. Let's do 7,000 USDT. Obviously, it's a 20x. I'm putting about $350 in. It's still a little too high. Probably have to be 650, 6,500. So that puts us about 324. Right now it still put us at a liquidation price of 229, 230 at a 20x, and that's basically you're going to be getting you're leveraging 6,500 bucks off of a $300 margin, $324 margin. But your goal is that you're hoping that this is going to go up. You're gonna, now you're doing it off of $6,000 invested versus $300 invested, and you have the chances to do this. The good thing with the isolated is that if you get liquidated, you just lose the $300. This is like pure gambling here. That's what this is. This is like, and you're only gambling. I mean, gambling. You're only going to lose the 300 versus you're going to potentially lose your whole bag in terms of if you did a cross. How do I put a short in on Coinbase? Yeah, there's the same way you do it on all of these things. We need to talk more about an office in my house. Yeah, definitely everyone should be doing that. I use Coinbase and Jupiter, but I need an app that calculates buys and sell swaps for taxes. Yeah, Coin Tracker, dude. Coin Tracker is the best thing you can do. Can you become a financial free read secret? The Millionaire Mind by T. It will change your life forever. Okay, that's a good one, Milton. Are you off Coinbase 100%? No, I'm on, dude. No. I use the great thing with this is that you could transfer money. So like I just deposit or move money around. So you just go to assets here and you can just withdraw, or you can convert, you can transfer. So if you hit transfer here, you can actually transfer your money, or you could withdraw. So you go over here and you say withdraw, and then you can actually move it to another. So you can withdraw the amount to my MetaMask account. So I just go into MetaMask, and then I'll move from my MetaMask account. I'll move this to my Coinbase account. So it's really easy. 50, dude, that's pretty good. 50x long on Ondo from 75 cents. Gosh, dang, Curtis. Austin, what do you think about the Coinbase hack recently? I don't, it wasn't necessarily a hack. It was just like they just got like sensitive information. I don't think it was necessarily hacked, but I mean, still, it's kind of crazy to think. Was touch and go when I made it, hoping be in the clear and let it ride. All right, that's pretty ballsy, bro. Just got a new PC and Coinbase keeps glitching out. Yeah, so the reason why, so I was having issues. So originally back like probably, when was it, dude? When was had to been back in January, February, probably February. I was gonna open up a Coinbase account because I wanted to show you guys like how I was trading, how I was doing my stuff on my personal account. But Coinbase doesn't allow me to open up another account. So the only time I'd have to open up an account is if I open up a business. They basically made it really hard to open up a second account. So it's almost impossible to open up a second business account under your own social security number and all that kind of stuff, right? So when I first launched Coinbase, 10 years ago, I used my social security number, obviously did my own KYC. And now they make it literally impossible to change that. So I didn't want to keep sharing my screen under my personal account. I didn't want to give you guys my personal information. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't want to share my first and last name with you guys. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, there's just personal information out there. I don't want you guys to see my, my phone numbers and my emails like that are attached to this. Like, that's just, it's just personal stuff. Let's be honest. No one wants to share that on the open internet. And so that's why I haven't been able to like really show you guys how the leverage side of like Coinbase works. And so then I was like, you know what, dude, and Coinbase is not the easiest, right? And they've glitched a couple times on myself. The stop loss hasn't hit a couple times. It's pissed me off. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is, right? Still love Coinbase, but here we go. So I was talking to someone about the BTCC thing here. Then obviously there's an affiliate link down there below. Dude, like, I'm not telling everyone to go get on BTCC. It's up to you. Like, I'm just saying this is actually, they made it really easy leveraging. If you ever use Binance.us, I've said this before, I'll probably say it again a million more times. Like, Binance.us was the greatest thing to use when it came to just trading on the open market. And unfortunately here in Washington, they took it away from me. And so I had to find ways to do it. And this one just seemed like the easiest, and it is one of the easiest out there. So again, that's just my personal opinion here, to each our own. And I actually kind of dig it, dude. I actually, now the more I play with it, I've been playing with it for about almost 2 weeks now. And I shared with you after messing around with it and playing around with it and getting on board with how things work. I ended up sharing it with you guys because I want to make sure it was actually user friendly, number one. And then like if it actually made sense, because sometimes these things don't make sense. Coinbase does not make sense for a lot of people, especially if you're new to crypto. It makes zero sense for a lot of people. So this is really, really like beginner, user, basic, and it's user friendly. Austin will start a brokerage like Caleb and Brown. No way, dude. I tried to open a Robinhood account for my teens so they could invest. That's nice, dude. Have you seen VeChain? I have not seen VeChain, dude. Dude, 454 people watching, only 100 likes. Hit it like, oh, appreciate you, Milton, dude. Thank you so much, dude. So your name is not, no, my name is Austin. My name is Austin, dude, for sure. I loathe Coinbase. Terrible. So unsafe. Yeah, it's kind of scary, dude. Coinbase is a scam. They don't want to send my XRP to a cold storage. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. They won't let you do that. His name is William Wallace. They have Fireball. Oh, gotcha. I got to hit that advanced tab on Coinbase. Yeah, the advanced tab's annoying too. But so back to where I was going with this is that like, so that's kind of where it was. And so, and this future is easy. So like the future, the perpetuals is really easy. This is obviously, if you want to do, this is only for cross trading. You can't do isolated on the USDM perpetual futures. If you want to do the perpetual futures pro, they do allow you to use isolated, which again, only takes away from that you have now. So if you open up a long right now, which we could just do right now, let's have some fun, dude. Let's say I'm going to do on XRP here. I'm going to put a 20x long in on this, and we're going to do. I'll probably do. Let's just do 1,000. Let's actually do like 4,000. We'll do 4,000 now. Leverage about $200. That puts it for a liquidation price of $229, and we'll let this thing ride. You know what I mean? I do think that, and that thing is, I'll tell you the truth, I'm actually going to probably put a limit order in because I do think this is going to come down. Sorry, let's not do that. Let's actually be smart about this. Let's take a look at XRP. Yeah, XRP is a little bit on the downtrend right now. You can see that the day chart's on its way down. This probably will come down. So we probably will, dude, like that's the thing is that this thing will probably come down. I mean, the 12 hours working its way back up, or the 12 hours probably going to be, hovering around here. The 4 hours working its way back up. The 1 hour is coming down. We should probably, if we're going to swing trade this, probably be a short. We should probably put a short in on the market today. To be honest with you, what do you guys think? Short or long for a date for like an 8 hour or a 12-hour trade? What do you think? Isn't pro just orders mode that's separated? I think that it's so you can do isolated trading. People don't trust crypto. Has anyone noticed that stocks of United Healthcare dropped? Yeah, dude. The CEO walked away. They're under investigation for Medicare and Medicaid fraud. So yeah, if you're gonna buy any stock right now, dude, like literally, like United Healthcare stock is probably primed for like someone going and buying it up for 8 to 12 hours. I'd short. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at too. Realize I'd probably, if we're gonna do like an 8, I'd probably short this too. What's the meaning of a short and long? Short is like you're shorting the market. You're betting against the market. You're betting the market's going to go down. A long is you're betting the market's going to go up. So that's kind of what you're doing. Short. Okay. Kevin O'Leary the other day at the CoinDesk event shouted out H bar. Did he? Bitcoin not got long to break up or down, and I think it's going down. You think it's going down? Let's take a look at that. Let's actually take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's probably a good example. You can see right now. Let's go to the day chart. Yeah, Bitcoin on the daily is coming down. The weekly is working up. The day's coming down. 12 hours on the bottom. Yeah, dude, we're probably gonna come down, man. Shit, we should probably just short Bitcoin. Shit, it looks a lot easier. But I think H bar is, or I think XRP is going to be a bigger short. Yeah, let's look at the let's pull the let's see where the fibs at on this. Oops. Yeah, we definitely came in, retested the 236. Yeah, it's probably going to be a short. Only dropped about a 101.5, just hodl. I'm short in BTC right now. All right. What's XRP gonna go down to in a range? I was thinking just like yesterday. I said 233 yesterday because I was looking at this little drop right here. I thought it was gonna hit this little bottom right here yesterday. So I said 233.5 was kind of where I was gonna buy. So because if it hit down to 233, I was gonna get above before it hit the bottom, so I could actually fill my order. And it came down to roughly about 234.96. So I missed it by literally maybe a cent and a half, which kind of sucks because that would have been a nice little swing. That would have been a nice little leverage trade back up. I think I did it would have came up nicely just on that little swing back up, which would have been, probably a couple $100. Nothing crazy, but it would have been a couple hundred. My short yesterday, I shorted yesterday. We were live on stream yesterday, right around here. I bought it at 45, and then I sold down here at 230, 236, I think is where I sold, 236. And I think I made like 100, 115, 116 bucks off that one. So nothing crazy. But yeah, it's looking like, it's kind of feeling like the market's going to fall a little bit. The RSIs are telling us, the indicators are telling us that it's going to come down. Liquidity at the 2 level, is it possible? What do you mean, James? Liquidity. I couldn't understand why I wasn't able to transfer XRP. I screenshot. They claim that they halted it because of the lawsuit. What? Everyone remember, I'll take this play. It's on you. Austin's not telling anyone what to do. Yeah, I'm not telling you. You guys can do what you want, man. Yeah, Hunter, I appreciate that. He goes, yeah, do what you want. This is just for fun. And we're just having fun. This is a play of the day. We're going to do a play of the day. And again, if I miss it, I miss it. It is what it is, right? We have some fun. Let's actually do, I'm going to do a 2,000. We'll do a 2,000. That put us about $100 on the margin, 228 liquidation. We're going to open up a short. I'll be liquidated if it goes up to 251. So if the price goes to $2.51, I'll be fully liquidated on my position, which means I'll just lose my $100 because I'll lose my $100. And so I'm basically taking out $100, or I'm putting out $100 for basically a 2,000 USDT. And we'll see where it goes. So, all right, I'm gonna open up a short here. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna see if we'll see if our indicators are correct. Indicators are telling us that the market's gonna come down. We'll see if our market indicators are correct here. And again, our 1 hour is gonna come down. Our 4 hours working its way up here, but it could take a second to get up here, and it could bounce around up here for a little bit. Our 12 hours telling us that we're at the bottom. So our 12 hours actually, telling us we could come around here, but the day is coming down. This is going to eventually come down and hit somewhere in here. So, and then our weekly is looking good. Overall, the weekly is looking good, but the day is looking a little negative. So, okay, we're just going to short it. Open short, isolated thing. It's telling us this. We're going to confirm, and now a short position has been entered. So we'll see what happens here. We'll revisit this tomorrow, or unless this thing goes crazy and then I sell my position. That's funny, dude. Not late. He said life savings on short. What did you say your support levels are? I'm not saying your financial advice. I just want to know your opinion. What? Oh, my support levels. We can look at support levels real quick. We'll test the market. We'll have some fun here. So I mean, I've already said, so what if we do come down here, if we look at the 1 hour, this is on the 12 hour here, let's look at the 4 hour here. Cause we're looking, when you're doing the market, when you're doing the shorts and the stuff on the market, you have to see the levels here. This could come down. Like, I mean, honestly, this 235 to 228 range is well within play. So like, if the market's going down like we think it's going to, I mean, the 4 hours sort of trying to recover here. The 1 hour is coming down. At least over the next hour, we could probably see a little bit more of a downtrend here. The 12 hours working its way through here. I mean, yeah, you're kind of looking, you can see the averages are down here. These are going to pull back to the averages here. That's the thing, is that this average has come up to 230 right here. And so you want these to come back down and somehow touch these averages again. So anytime we come down and get above these averages, we come back and pull back to the averages. You can see that right here. See how we got away from the averages, we came back up, touched the averages. Now we're bouncing back away from the averages, and we're going to come back down and touch these averages again. So like 230, somewhere in this ballpark, this is going to come up and eventually get hit around like the 230, 232. So that's where my 233 marker came in to buy up if this bounced back. And so that would put us back at, I mean, yeah, that would probably put us down right around a 13% decrease, which again, if you look at this right here, this is about a 13% decrease too. Geez, come on. It's about a 12% decrease. I'm not 100% lined up. All right, let's do that. Yeah, it's about a 12%. So I mean, right now we're roughly, and again, it's give or take, right? We're right now at a 10, so there would be about a 12%, which would be about 233. This average come up. So yeah, there could be a small little short in here, right? From a 240 down to a 233. We still have to come back down. That would be a nice little, from where it's at right now, around 241. I mean, even this little 2%, down to 233 right here would be a nice little gain in the market. So are you going to set a stop loss? Probably not. I don't care if I get that. You could set a stop loss, like if I wanted to. I mean, I'm putting up $200. It's isolated, meaning that I'll only lose $200. If I use cross, I probably would. So cross means that they can go after your whole balance, right? So this affects your entire balance, versus where isolated is just the $200 that or the $100 that I put out there, and it's only $100. So you can already see I'm up $3. I'm up $4 right now off this purchase. So I margined $100, $99.99, like $100 basically. I'm up $4 now. And so the chances, I mean, the leveraging is not that high. And yeah, you could, if you want to, you could add a stop loss right here. So, okay, got it. You can come in here and say, okay, I want to take a profit zone. I want to take a stop loss, and you can set your positions here if you wanted to. But I don't think I'm going to on the $100. I'll probably just ride this out. And plus, it hasn't got anywhere near setting the stop loss yet. You set the stop loss. Once you start making some decent profits, say you're like up like 20, 30, $40, $50, $100, then you start talking about setting some stop losses. So yeah, we're up about $5.56 right now. Nothing crazy, but I mean, this is only off $100. You're up $5. So I'm already up 5%. So you can't beat that. Gear like hats and sweatshirts. Do you think anything will come out of Doge refund checks? I don't know. Yeah, people will probably put it into the markets for sure. Austin has just become homeless because of this play. Has the Pure Wallet made any advances? Yeah, dude, I'm going to hopefully share, Thomas. Hopefully I'm going to share here pretty soon with you guys. There's a major update coming out here. So a BTC will close trades outside of your TP stop losses only if they don't fill, dude. So that's why you have to set your stop losses. You need to set your stop losses before, I mean, honestly, because sometimes those fills come in really quick, and what happens is they don't hit, and it happens on Coinbase too, dude. Which your fills don't get hit because you positioned them too far away. So you got to account for the market taking a massive dip, right? And if the market takes a dip, sometimes your stuff just doesn't fill. Most on these ones, they're as long as you want to keep them open. So yeah, they don't. This is until the liquidation happens. I mean, you could probably have these shorts and longs open for as long as you want, really. You're not buying you're not technically you're leveraging it, but you're not like going out and buying the contracts like you would on Coinbase, where you buy contracts and they expire in 21 days or whatever it is. Like a little bit different than what you got going on here. So we're up almost $10 just on that short right there. Just to let you guys know. Put $100 in, I'm already up 10%. So I mean, like, again, you can put in $100 here. Yesterday, I put in what $100 yesterday, and I made $120 in like 2 hours, right? So, this is a lot of people here are, a lot of people here are putting in small amounts of money to make large amounts of money. That's kind of the goal, right? Put in small amounts of money for potential to make large money. That's the gambling mentality. But a lot of people want that, right? I'm sure you can place back up. Yeah, you could do a lot of things with the stop loss. Hey, Austin, do you ever do calls or puts on stocks? I don't, dude. I typically don't do those on stocks. Crypto is probably the only place I feel comfortable. I mean, I look at crypto so much. It's they incorrectly closed 3,703 worth of trades and it hasn't stopped. Damn. I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy how that works out. I don't know. So we'll revisit this. We'll see what happens here and see where it goes. But the good part is, like I said, it's not going against. So you can see over here now when this price is moving. So if I go, let's go to the futures trade. Let's go to the perpetual side. So if I do a cross over here, if I put a cross in on this one, so let's just say that I do let's go to Bitcoin again. Let's actually do or sorry, not Bitcoin. Let's go to XRP. Let's do let's hedge our short. Okay, let's actually hedge our short here. So when I say hedge our short, meaning that I'm going to go put I think that the short's going to go down, but I'm going to want to buy a limit order at 233. So yesterday you can see my my trade history here. Oh, well, it's not showing there. I wonder why it's not showing. That's weird. It should show. The hell? Oh, you know why? It's because under tether. There we go. That's why. Here we go. So you can see right here, the trade history with this is that my market close. I closed my short yesterday. And where's it at? Right here. Oh, right here. I closed my short right here. I made $109 with my profit, right? My margin was 236. So I put $200 in, I made $100. Or sorry, I put $100 in, I made $109. My margin then paid out 236. So that's kind of where it was. It went down to 236 with my closing price. But I put another order in yesterday, and I think I canceled it. I put a long in at where the hell did it go? It's supposed to be 233. I had a deal in for 233, and then when it didn't fill, it went up. It started bouncing back. I ended up canceling it. So I don't see that, but let's actually. Oh, right here. I do still have it in right here. 225. I put an order in for 225. Look at that, guys. So I have one sitting here for 225. This was my original one that I had for 233. I moved it down to 225 just to cover those are kind of my levels too. 225 has always been my level here. It's sitting right on the 382 level. So if this does come back down, like I think the 225 is actually a good level. And my liquidation price after that one is literally sitting. I think my liquidation's like 186. I think for the liquidation on that one. So yeah, you could go back and sort of go, okay, if it hits to 236 or 233 and bounces back, you had a nice little fill order here. Austin 235 for higher low, maybe 233 may not fill. Yeah, 235 was where it hit yesterday. 233 was where I had it. 233 was where I had it. I changed it to 225 yesterday. 225.5 is where I changed yesterday. So that's where my limit price is right now. So if this does come down, I'll fill this at a 10x. I think I'm only leveraging. It doesn't say how much I decided to leverage on that. What if I edit it? I'm not leveraging that much. 225. Yeah. So I'm at 440 XRP. So that's roughly what 10x. Dude, I'm only putting like $50 in on that. Now that I think about that, that's not that much. Damn. 222 here liquidation. That's not too bad. 222 is pretty far away, dude. My XRP liquidation is 224. That's not bad. That's not bad, dude. 224 liquidation. That's not that bad. 225 is kind of where it's at. One trade was 213, was set for 210, didn't take profit, instead waited for the negative 80, then closed it. Dude, that kind of sucks, bro. So you lost $80 is what it came down to. I'll just increase margin if it drops back from that. Yeah, you could do that, right? You can increase your margins. And that's sometimes what you have to do, right? You have to increase your margins if it's starting to get close. So, but if I start to leverage this, so what happens here is that you see over here, you'll see the market number over here. And what happens is that you'll sit here at the 475. And if you put the order in here, this will start to rise and this will start to go up and down based off your margins, right? Because your whole balance here is on the line. because you're using cross margins. Your whole balance is on the line. Isolated margins, just what you put out there is isolated. It's just isolating that amount, so you won't see your balance go up or down. So just realize that when you're playing around with this. I took a 20x gold trade. Yeah, gold's go. Damn, bro. At the bearish flag in the 1 hour. Austin, bear flag coming in on the 1 hour for XRP for which one? For XRP here. And it's definitely coming down. I mean, we just started the hour. The hour starts right now, so this will be interesting to sort of see where this goes over this next hour. If it goes up or down here, usually the top of the hour usually does well. See, it's going back to 240 right now, so we'll see if it sustains through the hour. I got stopped out of my XCN long for 199% profit. Gosh, dang, that's pretty good. So you actually got stopped out. That's crazy. So you could only max out at 199 profits. That's pretty crazy. Bear flag. It's hard to say, dude. The 1 hour is so hard to say what we see. My BTC won't let me switch from cross to isolated. You got to go over to pipeline. You got to go over to go up here to your perpetuals. Sorry, let me go back up here. Go up here to futures and go down to pro. You got to go to perpetuals futures pro. And there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cryptos you can actually do the perpetual pros on. That's where you can isolate. So go over to the pros, and then up here on the right hand, you'll see cross and isolated right here. So that's how you'll do. Austin, are the markets consolidating before the big pump? There's gonna be some consolidation going up here. We keep rejecting at the 242 resistance. I think you're right on the short. Yeah, we got rejected multiple times there this morning. Basically, if we go over here, you can see right here we're at the 241, 242. This 236 area is kind of like this level of it's like we've been a little bit rejected trying to get back above this 242 right here. Almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of rejections at this line right here. So this will either continue to we'll continue to work our way out here, or it'll keep getting rejected and work its way out here. Like I told you guys, if you're looking at the day on this, we're going to probably work our averages back down. Let's actually go to the 12 hour. 12 hour is a little nicer. We'll probably work our averages back down to where these are. It's going to pull back down to these averages right here. So yeah, I don't really care for the 1 hour, but there you're going to probably see this pull back to some of this right here. This like 235 zone is kind of where I was at. 233, 235. Almost like this very similar short that I took earlier today or earlier yesterday. Very, very similar. Good question. I don't know what's going to. But you got to move money over to that side. So that's probably one of the more annoying sides of BTCC is how this whole thing works here. So you got to actually go over to transfer, and then you'll go from your future side to your wallet account. So you got to move money from futures account to wallet account. And then you got to go back to your futures pro side. And then right here, there's a little tiny wallet that says available. And there's like a little plus sign right here. And you got to click on that plus and you got to go crypto deposit. And then you can go from, oops, not there. I want to go, sorry. You go down here where it says transfer. And then you go from wallet to futures account. So you got to move it from your futures account to your wallet account, from your wallet account to your futures pro account, which then allows you to isolate. So it's kind of a, but it's really fast. It's fast. Once you do it, it's fast. It's not like you have to wait, like you're transferring from a non-custodial wallet. So that makes it nice. Austin, any idea how to find out the max profit before it stops out? I don't think so. That's a good question. I don't think it actually tells you what that max profit is. I think they don't tell you that because they don't want you. I think if they start doing that, people are gonna like not use it because they're like, well, shit, it's only 100%, or maybe I only get like a 2x out of it. Yes, I have it at I actually have it at 220. Let's go back to, so right now I'm up $5. So this is going back up and down right now. My purchase price for it was right around 240, 245.9. So, so yeah, you would go back to, I'm going to go back over here. I have an open order over here for 225. This was 233, and I'll probably I'll probably put another one in for 233, and I'll keep this one at 225. So that if the market dips, I'm like DCAing. I'm hedging my 235 bet. So if like my 233 hits and continues to go down, my next catch is 225. So if that hits and bounces back, or maybe let's just say that goes down to like 215, I won't be over leveraged at that point. So that will hit. And so it's like you're almost working your way in. You're like, you're covering your butt. You're covering your ass basically on your way down. And then hopefully you can work your way out of that trade. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what's going on with the lawsuit, dude. It's kind of wild. Does it say when you initially make the trade? Okay, we could let's play around with one. Okay, so let's open up a long here on the 255. Okay, so let's do oopsies. Let's do it. I don't want to do Bitcoin. Let's keep doing XRP here. Obviously, XRT is our favorite here. We're gonna do XRP USDT. We're gonna put a long. We'll just put a long in at 230. We'll put a limit order in. So the price is gonna be. Let's just do. Let's do 100. Let's do 100 XRP. Actually, let's do a 20x on this one. Let's have some fun. Oh, that's right. I can't do it until that's the only thing that's dumb. I can't change that until I can't change it unless I close this order, which is stupid. I don't like that at all, to be honest with you. So we'll do a 10x, we'll do a quantity of oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's do a quantity of 50. No, let's do a quantity of 350. Well, let's not do a price. Let's do this first. Let's do 3. Let's do 200. Yeah, let's do that. It'll be 240, a price at $100 of USDT. We'll do 100 XRP, which is a contract value of 240. And so if we open our long here, it's going to tell. Well, it doesn't tell us a liquidation price. I don't like that. Let's do here. Oh, it's not going to have me do it because I don't actually have enough. That's kind of lame. Let's do 50. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that it does that. That's kind of lame. Doesn't tell you your estimated liquidation price because it's too different. It's too off. So that's kind of stupid. Austin, do you have any thoughts on Pure Wallet price potentially after listing? I hope it does really well, dude. That's kind of where I'm pushing that right here. I'm sure if I saw it when I altered the 10x, it says 100x to pop up. Oh, does it actually show you that? Huh, that's what the MEXC, dude. MEXC was a nice platform to use. I can't use BitUnex, dude. I can only use certain ones here. The Pure Wallet ate my coins. It's on there. What do you mean it ate your coins? It should still be there. Let's actually do it over here. I feel like they give me a better idea of what the liquidation price. That's crazy. It doesn't actually show you the liquidation price. I think it's because it's too small. They should tell you what the margin, so that's a 50, that's a margin of 50. Let's do 1,000 here. So yeah, your liquidation price. Okay, so that's liquidation. So we want 1,000 XRP. So let's do that. We want 1,000 XRP. And we'll do oops. It's weird that it has it in this pricing. I don't like that at all, dude. Let's actually do it in USDT. We'll switch over to USDT. Let's do it in USDT value. Oh, it's telling me the price. So let's do point. Let's do two. We want to do 233, 233, 5, 233, 5, $200. Let's do 2,000. It puts that a liquidation for that's so it puts that a margin of 193.81. 193.81 puts that a liquidation price of 185. See, like that's not that bad at a 10x at 3. So that's really not that bad. A 185 liquidation margin, 830 XRP. Let's actually increase that a little bit. Let's go back to XRP. We're gonna go 233, 233.5. Oops. 233.5. And then we're gonna do we're gonna do 500. Let's do 2,000. That'd be the whole margin right there. 219. See, 219 would be where it's at. Gosh, that's actually a lot. Let's do 1,500. Open long. That puts us at a 211, 350. So let's do 1,000. Let's just do 1,000. 233. Okay, so that's the margin. Yeah, so let's do that. We'll do 233.5, 1,000 XRP. Margin is 233.5. And then we'll just say order confirmation. Boom. And now you have another one in there for 233.5. We have one in there for 225. And so one's for 440, one's for 1,000. So we'll see what happens. Don't do it, Austin. Just did it. It's over with. Done. So what you're going to see now is that when this actually starts to fill, you'll start to see the margins come up here. So yeah, we have some longs put in here, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if it plays out. What's up, Coco? Good to see you, buddy. Let lead and gold 2. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you later. I'll tell you both liquid and the max out per percentage of leverage. Check it out. Row on BitNext. Yeah, I guess it probably does show you on those things. And again, you can keep these orders open for as long as you want. Like, there's nothing saying you can't. I mean, you can cancel whenever you want. You're showing a max of 999. Damn, dude. All right, realize. Take it easy, man. I mean, I honestly, dude, when it comes to doing the margin trading, yeah, I like BTCC instead. I'll be honest with you. Coinbase makes it really hard, especially if you're new. So let's talk about Pure Wallet. What do you want to know, bro? Pure Wallet's looking good. I'm excited for Pure Wallet, bro. Like super excited for what it's doing, dude. I know people dog it. I know people are kind of, it is what it is, but Pure Wallet's, I'm pumped for it, dude. I don't trust Coinbase. Yeah. The good thing here is that this is a non-KYC, so you're not even KYC'd on here. Like, no one knows who I am. This account's attached to my wallet. I mean, so there's no KYC done on this. So yeah, there's a lot of things. So my short's not looking too good right now. Obviously, the short's down just a little bit. So let's go back over to the futures. I'm down roughly $2. That's not that bad. Liquidation's at 251, which I'll lose my $100. So that's the risk that you could be willing to take. And then if these fill, oopsies. Yeah, 2 orders. We'll see what happens. When is Pure Wallet going live? Good question. I think it's going to go live probably after Bitcoin 2025. Can you look at your Pure Wallet? My XRP is gone, Austin. It should still be there, Taz. So yeah, the XRP works over there on the Pure Wallet. I have all my XRP is showing up in my wallet. Last time I looked at the Pure Wallet, it said you instead of yours. There could be some changes now. Just cancel it now, you'll lose that whole amount, or just the $2. If you close it now, yeah, you just lose your $2. Yeah, you would lose. You would so if you cash out, it tells you right here. So if I went back here, and let's just say that I wanted to close it, you would lose you just lose the $2. Your floating profit's -2. So I would cash out at like 90. What is that? $97 or 90? Yeah, like $97. I'd get back. So. $2 plus the fee. Yeah, plus the fee. I didn't include the fee. Yeah, you're right about the fee. The fee right now would be roughly about what does it say? The cross margin. Well, this is isolated is around 0.4. Well, actually, tell you the truth, I could probably pull it up. I think I got an email on this. Let's see. I got an email on this on what the accounts are here. Let's go. Um, that's not it. I don't know exactly where the what the fees. I thought they sent me an email with the fees. I could show you the fees. Do you get all this crazy stuff in my thing? Um, yeah, I don't know where it went, to be honest with you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where it went. It's somewhere in my friggin'. I got so many emails. It's like hard to even find it. So yeah, so I think we jumped into that. There's the plays of the day right there. Plays of the day. We'll see if they actually come to fruition or not. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out real quick if they come to fruition or not. So we will see. We will see. But so scroll right on the trade history where your orders are. Okay, order history. You're talking about like right here. This is my order history. The Finex fees are 0.6 maker. Okay, yeah, so it's over here. So this is a 0.5. This one's a 0.5% right here. It's gone, dude. 320 is a gigantic market cap. Yes, with 320 million. Yeah, it's a pretty big market cap. Have you tried to? What you could do if you really want to check it, you could take your seed phrase Taz. You could take your seed phrase and you can mirror it with the SafePal wallet. So take the seed phrase that you got from or your private key that you got from Pure Wallet, and you could upload it onto like SafePal. And then SafePal has you could then match it over there. Oops. And you can actually see it over there work. So let's see here. So you could actually then open up your Ripple. So just take it over to SafePal and just mirror it, and you'll be able to double check. Oh, 320 per coin. Yeah. Under our history. Okay. It has fees for opening and closing. Yeah, it's 0.5%. All right, DP. Yeah, I'm gonna be hopping off here too. I've been on here for a minute and 20. I went a little longer than I wanted to. So yeah, with all that, guys, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. We went a little derailed there talking about margins and trading on the daily the day of the play of the day. So there's the play of the day. We got one order in right here. We have a short right now. We'll see where that goes. Right now we're down just a tad bit for these current positions. Actually, we're up right now based off where we're at. We're up about $4.32 from where we purchased this at. I bought it at $2 or $2.4059. It's down to 2.4008. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this play works out. Then we also put in a couple orders for on our perpetual side for just limit orders if this were to come down and hit certain levels here. So we have two orders in here, one at 233.5 and one at 225. So we'll see if these hit. We'll continue leave these open, and we'll go from there. And we'll just keep building this every day. We'll just keep building up the plays of the day, see where they go, and see how well we can do. So with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And with all that said, we're out. Peace out, everyone.